Yes, Mrs. Kakane.
Thank you. Colonel Prinsloo, we're at your statement, page 21. We were dealing with paragraph 67, and it was about you requesting members to pass by the office when they are in the area, recall? Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
I just wanted to clarify something before I move over. I was going through some part of the record, and according to his testimony, Major General Senona said he took the keys, not Brigadier NEWz. What would be your version on that?
They at the office, Commissioner. I gave the keys to Brigadier NEWz.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to clarify that part. Okay, so please continue to your paragraph 68.
In terms of capacity, the DPCI office safes could store large quantities of drugs. The one safe was able to store the exhibits in question. I must point out that previously, when Brigadier NEWz was still the unit commander there, we had stored a large quantity, 4.5 tons of hashish, dagga resin, in one of those strong rooms. That was also there for a lengthy period. So I believe it was a complicated investigation that was conducted by members of Durban office and involved Interpol. We also had stored drug exhibits before that was strictly for short periods. The only time was when we were to store 2 million Manrex tablets in June 2018. Those exhibits were stored for 2 nights. In terms of security, the alarm system was still linked to armed response. Importantly, we had police officers guarding the offices throughout, even at night, until the exhibits was taken to the Forensic Science Laboratory in Pretoria. Otherwise, we never stored exhibits of high value. We had never stored a large quantity of cocaine. Definitely, we never had stored more than 50 kilograms of cocaine. I can say this as I have been based at the office since it was opened in 2004. In conclusion, the storage was unsecure and not suitable for the exhibits. It made me wholly uncomfortable.
Okay. I just wanted to check before we move over to that new section whether the commissioners have any issue or we can proceed to the new section. Thank you. Please proceed.
On the 23rd of June 2021, Brigadier NEWz called me and told me that Warrant Officer Mpangase needed to come to the office to take samples of the exhibits. He asked that we must allow him into the office. I then instructed Warrant Officer van der Berg to assist Warrant Officer Mpangase. I was not involved when Warrant Officer Mpangase came. I also do not know what actually happened when he came. However, I know that they came several times, including on the 23rd and on the 24th of June. I also know that in that period, the exhibits were sealed in evidence bags. I must point out that our office was not involved in activities of Warrant Officer Mpangase and those accompanying him. We just gave them access. They had the keys to the safe. They needed us to open the main gate. We were not in control of the safe or the exhibits. There were also no register that was completed. On the 29th...
Just before you go on that, so I think it goes back to what Commissioner Baloyi was saying. So it is your office and they literally are coming in as they please and you don't know what they are coming in for. You would not have verified whether the number they gave you as 541 was accurate. Could it be that they would have stolen or they could have taken some of the exhibits while they were this busy?
Commissioners, when when they sealed these exhibits in the evidence bags, Warrant Officer van der Berg was with them. He compiled a list for them. I do have the list here.
Right. Commissioners, that list is it's Exhibit CJC 202. It's an A4, it's a list. So please just explain to the Commission what this list, who compiled it?
Warrant Officer van der Berg compiled this list for those members from Durban when they sealed the exhibits in the exhibit bags. As you can see, there were 27 of those black carrier bags. Each of them, in the first column is the number. The second column is the unique number of the bag. And in the third column shows how many bricks there were. They were all except one of them was 20 bricks. That one, it's highlighted in green, that one had 21 bricks in it. And then on the last column, it shows the color, what the bricks.
But Colonel, these numbers don't add up. If you just take from 1 to 10, if it's 20 bricks each, how many bricks does it give you?
200.
And then when you take that up to 20, it gives you 401 because 16 has 21. Now, if you count further, that's already more than 450. So if you look at this document that you're holding and the evidence before us, already these numbers don't add up.
I'd have to have a calculator here, Commissioner.
Chair has just corrected me.
It added up when...
It's not 451, it's 541.
When I added it, it was adding...
451 was stuck in my head. And my chair is alert because he's like, it's the other way around. So 541 is the correct number. And then you said the last column, sorry?
That was just the color that it was wrapped in.
So when it says yellow/black,
Some of those bricks that's in there is yellow and others are covered in black.
So it's combination?
Combination.
Thank you.
And there was one, let me just, it says various colors. That can faintly be seen on that one photo. There's blue and there's different colors in there.
So if you look at the second entry, there is orange/black, and then there's white/black. Earlier you had said it was yellow and black. When did it change?
If you look on the photos, you can see that, Commissioner.
Okay, it's as the photos.
Yeah, but the photo, you can't exactly see. Like the various colors, you can't see nicely what colors they are.
Okay. No, that's fine. And then at the bottom, there's 4 entries there.
Those were the 27 kit bags. They were broken up 8, and 3 because they were too big for the evidence bags. Okay. That's why.
And who labeled these exhibits?
Those members from Durban put them in. Warrant Officer van den Berg assisted them to seal it, and they marked it.
So the members marked it where?
There in the strong room.
Okay, so they had a book where they registered these exhibits, I would presume.
I believe it was entered during those 2 days. They entered it in Potchefstroom in the SAP 13 there.
So if we go to the records at Potchefstroom Police Station, we would have found this register.
Yes,
Okay. And it would correspond.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Colonel, when you say in paragraph 71, you describe the involvement of your office, and yet in paragraph 70, you say you instructed Van den Berg to assist Warrant Officer Mpangase. And then you then say that they sealed the exhibits on the 24th in exhibit/evidence bag. What exactly was Warrant Officer Van den Berg's involvement in assisting Mpangase? What does it entail?
According to him, he assisted them to type out, to draw up this page, the CJC 202.
Okay.
And he assisted them through the SAP 13 clerk in Potchefstroom to get these evidence bags.
Okay. You said something about labeling labeling the evidence bags. Was he involved with that?
He was involved with the sealing of
The
them.
sealing, you
Yeah,
said.
they did.
So he would know that a bag had 20 bricks. I mean, if he was involved with the sealing of a bag, I'm assuming because those bags, the ones that I've seen at least, are transparent. So he
was
would
present.
know how many because he was present and he saw it.
Commissioner, yes, he was present there.
Okay. So he would be the one to tell us that in fact there were 541 bricks that
That's
were
good.
put in evidence bags.
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
But I've just counted these very quickly, and I get 568. Can you explain that? You can check my sums. I'm probably wrong.
I get the same number.
Commissioner Baloyi doesn't trust my sums. She says I'm wrong.
$541 I get, Commissioner.
Kanjani also.
That's the number I get, but
I give her.
Our 541 stops at 27. And then what follows there is the kit bags, 8888. What is that?
Those are the carrier bags that the bricks came in.
So it's the carry bags. So those numbers 8888 is not the bricks.
No, those are the
And I
bags.
counted them as
I
bricks.
just looked at the numbers without looking at what's written on the left. Apologies for that. Please continue, Mrs. Kakani.
thank you, Chair. Let's then proceed to your paragraph 72.
Thank you, Commissioner. On the 29th of July of 2021, I met Brigadier Naika at our office at Potchefstroom. As I said before, he's the SANEP coordinator. That's the South African Narcotics Enforcement Bureau, and that falls under the DPCI. He told me about the cocaine stored at our office. And I did tell him that I was not comfortable with the exhibits being stored at the office, as the security was not up to standard.
Just before you go forward to the next section, one of the concerns that perhaps we share is what you're meeting Brigadier Naika just over a month since the storage. Were you aware of what was the plan? What was the plan with these exhibits?
He didn't tell me, so I don't think he knew what the plan was with it.
And did you follow up? I think earlier, if I'm not mistaken, you would have interacted with Brigadier NEWz, he's your direct commander. Would you not have discussed with him what was the plan for these exhibits?
I did not, Commissioner.
Thank you. Can you move to your next section, which we're dealing? Unless you want to expand?
No. In terms of the national instruction and the protocol, all the exhibits had to be sent to Forensic Science Laboratory. If a Manzimtoti laboratory was unable to accommodate the exhibit, it was prudent that the exhibits be sent to the laboratory in Pretoria or in the Western Cape. This has been done on other occasions. As I have stated above, the office was not secured. I was particularly vulnerable after hours and on weekends and public holidays. Even after the exhibits were stored at the office, the security did not improve. One would have thought that the provincial office would have taken serious steps to ensure the security of the office. I had made numerous applications for the security alarm to be improved and linked to armed response. Brigadier NEWz was well aware of these applications. The latest application before the exhibits were received was on 13 January 2021, which was sent directly to Brigadier NEWz, together with a warning. However, no approval was received. The last application was made on the 6th of February 2023. At the time I left, there was no approval.
Just to CJC, Commissioners, CJC 201 is another application that was sent. But it's just to show, as the witness had indicated earlier, that up to date, still there is no armed response or to that office. So it remains vulnerable. And again, as you can see, it does indicate what is required. And at the time it was sent to Colonel Mote, am I correct?
That is correct. He was acting for a short period.
Okay. Thank you. We can move back to your statement.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Paragraph 76.
Months passed by with no further communication about what was to happen with the exhibits. In late October 2021, there was an attempted break-in at the office. Someone tried to access the kitchen side of the office. The glass window was shattered by a stone. While there was an attempt to gain entry, the person was unsuccessful. The incident happened during the weekend when there were severe load shedding. The alarm would not have been working as a result. After I investigated the incident, I prepared a factual report which I sent to Brigadier NEWz. I had called him to inform him about the incident. He seemed unfazed about it. There was no steps taken by the provincial office to enhance security, even when the attempted break-in happened. The attempted break-in should at least have raised an alarm at the provincial office and Brigadier NEWz in particular. Immediate steps to ensure either the removal or the transfer of the exhibits or enhanced security should have been taken.
Can I just ask, perhaps, do you think that that break-in in October was somehow related to the one in November? Just
It would be very difficult for me to speculate on that one, but I do not think it was related. The way it was done, they broke a window with a rock, and then with the same rock trying to, it's quite thick burglar bars that we've got there, to try and force that open with that same rock it wasn't going to work. So I don't think it was real professional people, but it's just speculation from my side. I don't know. I can't say.
Colonel, indeed it would be to speculate, but I would have treated it as perhaps it's someone testing your responses. And therefore I would have, taken steps to act instead of just sitting back.
Commissioner, that is a possibility.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Commissioners, on the 4th of November 2021, I received a call from Lieutenant Colonel Jacob, the one we spoke about earlier, from the Durban Serious Organized Crime Investigation. He informed me that he was appointed as the investigating officer, replacing one of Mpangase, presumably. He asked me when I will be available, as he needed to come to the office to weigh the exhibits. I told him that I was not available the following week, from the 8th to the 12th of November 2021, as I was going to a workshop. I told him that I would be available the week after that.
I don't think you read, I'm sorry, the whole of paragraph 77.
Shall I read it again, Commissioner?
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Sikakane engaged you as soon as you had referred to the October 2021 attempted break-in. And then there's quite a lot there, even you again reporting the incident. I don't remember that being read into the record. Am I mistaken, Mrs. Kakan?
No, I did read the complete one.
You? I give up this afternoon.
I can read it again, Commissioner. Can I read it?
No, if you read it, no, it's fine.
I think perhaps it's safer to read it all, Commissioner Chairperson. I think it's just to be on the safe side. Please, apologies, would you read it again?
In late October 2021, there was an attempted break-in at the office. Someone tried to access the kitchen side of the office. The glass window was shattered by a stone thrown. While there was an attempt to gain entry, the person was unsuccessful. This incident happened during the weekend when there was severe load shedding. The alarm would not have been working as a result. After I investigated the incident, I prepared a factual report which I sent to Brigadier NEWz. I had called him to inform him about the incident. He seemed unfazed. There was no steps taken by the provincial office to enhance security, even when the attempted break-in happened. The attempted break-in should at least have raised an alarm, and the provincial office and Brigadier NEWz in particular. Immediate steps to ensure either the removal or the transfer of the exhibits or to enhance security should have been taken.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we've already gone through paragraph 878. Can we then go to paragraph 79?
79. On the Sunday, the 7th of November 2021, I went to the office to pick up some documents which I needed for the wildlife trafficking workshop that week. I went up the stairs to my office. I did not notice anything untoward. I parked at the bottom gate entrance and went up to my office on the first floor. The entrance was secure by a chain and lock.
Can we then, just to contextualize things, go back to some of the photos so that we see the entrance that you used? If you go to photo 5 and 6, it's pages 5 and 6 respectively in the annexes. Were those the steps you utilized?
That's correct. Those were the steps,
And then
Commissioner.
And you parked where? In front of that? Where did you park?
Exactly where that BMW is standing.
Okay. And then you alighted and went through the stairs upstairs.
Up to the stairs.
Okay. And it would be possible, who else is in the top floor, in the first floor?
All the management, as well as the admin people, are on the top floor.
So any of them can use that side step?
That's correct.
So if they go up the side step into their offices, they wouldn't know what is happening downstairs. Is that your understanding?
You are correct,
Okay.
Commissioner.
And inside the first floor, in terms of the layout, how do you go down? Is it steps?
There are steps leading down from our boardroom to the bottom.
And it is an open area?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So you would hear if there's any activity,
You should, yeah.
and you would be able to smell anything? Being an open area, obviously.
It's large, it's big,
Yes, yes.
but the possibility is there that you could smell it, yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go back to your statement. So I think you are in that paragraph 79, you'd start at in that weekend.
In that weekend, we experienced heavy load shedding. As such, even if the alarm had gone off, it would be deactivated by the lack of electricity. I stayed at the office for about an hour, and thereafter I locked up and I left.
Did you activate the alarm when you left?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
On Monday, the 8th of...
Just before we go, so in terms of activating the alarm, how is it activated exactly?
Each one of us has got a code.
So at each exit, you punch a pin.
At that entrance of ours on top,
Yes.
as well as the bottom one, there's a keypad there where you activate or deactivate it with your pin.
There's doors by the driveway. Also, there's a keypad, I think you said.
There where the BMW is parked here.
No. Where there was a driveway where the exhibit.
Those wooden doors there?
Yes, wooden.
No.
There's no keypad.
Because nobody goes in there. It's locked from the inside.
Yes, but in terms of accessing the building itself. So if I use that door,
You can't enter it from the driveway.
no,
locked.
if I jump over the gate,
Still, you can't access that door. You can't go in there. You must open it from the inside.
no, I understand that, but I'm saying in terms of the alarm.
No, there's no keypad there.
Yeah, so I'm saying if I have the right tools, I can access that without the alarm being triggered.
You will trigger it with the sensors that are in the passage there.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
I understand that,
But you can't deactivate it there.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I can trigger it. I won't be able. It's not triggered just by opening the door, even if I'm breaking in.
No, it will. It's got
It will be.
sensors. It's got sensors on
Or
it.
did you activate the alarm when you?
You can't enter it from the driveway.
No,
locked.
if I jump over the gate.
Still, you can't access that door. You can't go in there. You must open it from the inside.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying in terms of the alarm.
No, there's no keypad there.
Yeah, so I'm saying if I have the right tools, I can access that without the alarm being triggered.
You will trigger it with the sensors that are in the passage there.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
I understand that,
But you can't deactivate it there.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I can trigger it. I won't be able. It's not triggered just by opening the door, even if I'm breaking in.
No, it will. It's got
It will be.
sensors. It's got sensors on the
Oh,
door.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. All right. Please proceed.
Commissioner, on Monday, the 8th of November 2021, I reported for duty as normal at 0600 hours. I'm usually the first one at the office. I went straight up to my office at the first floor using the the external side step. I did not notice anything towards. I also did not smell anything. I then started working.
Sorry, just before you go, you're saying that you started working. When were you supposed to go to the workshop?
I think it was 9:30 that morning.
Oh, it was 9:30. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go upstairs and you didn't smell anything?
No,
Okay.
started working.
Okay. Thanks.
It was about 10 to 7. Warrant Officer BJ Pinar phoned me and said we had a big problem and I must come down to his office. As I was starting to walk down the steps, I could smell a peculiar smell, which you normally have when metal has been grinded open with a metal or steel grinder. When I got down, I saw that the office was, Pinar's office was trashed. I also noticed that the safe door was standing halfway open and the blue chair, which was inside the safe, was standing outside in the passage, and that both locks were grinded off. The passage was covered in dark, powdery substance. I walked to the safe and saw that all the exhibits was taken.
So you say, and obviously you insist that you didn't smell anything or when you got into the office for those 50 minutes?
No, I did not, Commissioner.
Okay. Okay, please proceed.
I walked back to Warrant Officer Pinar's office and saw that entry into his office was gained by forcing open the aluminium window and the complete removal of the burglar bars from the wall. And they then forced open his wooden office door. I attached here 2 pictures taken on the day showing the exterior and interior of the office. These are marked JPP 12.1 to 12.28.
Thank you, Chairperson. We'll just correct the labeling, I think, earlier of these photos. But I do want to go through some of them, but I think we would have adjusted them at some point. If you turn over to these photos, starting at page 123. Perhaps.
Can I go through them, Commissioner?
Yes, you can take us through those photos.
That must be photo 3. It shows the entrance gate to that hardware shop. Photo 4 shows the chain and lock that was cut off. The next 2 photos, you can also see the one link was cut in half. Photo 7, on page 125, shows those concrete pipes, as well as the next photo on 126. And then on 120.
On the floor there, are those what's that?
Those are the torn open exhibit bags that those bricks of cocaine were in.
So they actually took the exhibits out of the bags?
Yes, they did.
So how would that work? It would mean they will take each brick, put it in another container or bag?
They could have taken those same black carrier bags because that was missing as well.
Okay, the kit bags?
The kit bags, they were sealed in 4 exhibit bags.
Yes.
Was they also gone? It's a possibility that they used the very same bags to put the bricks of cocaine in. If you look at the photo in 127,
Sorry, just before, did they, according to your knowledge, did they remove all the exhibit bags?
from the safe,
No, what I'm trying to, when they removed the bricks from the bags, from the exhibit bags, was that in respect of all or some of them?
all of them.
What could have been just the rationality of that? Why couldn't, if they had time, why couldn't they just take them in the exhibit bags? And
I think the possibility is if they are caught or something with that, it can link them back. Nothing else can link them back, but those exhibit bags can link them back quickly.
obviously they would have drugs, so either
Yeah,
way.
obviously the drugs as well, but I mean, to say exactly where it comes from.
I see, okay.
If you look at 127, some of those bags, they've pushed it into those concrete pipes, the empty bags. Same as in 128, same as in 129. If I can just take you back, Commissioner, to 127. There you can see what the fence looks like between our office and that hardware shop. Very easy for them to get over that. And the window is just there on the left.
So the kit bags were also in their own exhibit bags?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If you look at photo 16 on page 130, Commissioner, there you can see where they broke the window open. And you can see the part of the blind hanging outside there, and you can see that burglar bars is gone in front of that window.
The burglar bars, is it the normal residential burglar bars, or for your police stations and other areas, you use special reinforced steel bars?
They are custom made, they're much stronger, Commissioner.
Okay, so they're not the usual residential?
Not the usual thin ones. These are much, much thicker.
So I would take it, if you were to use a grinder, it's not the grinder that's a normal grinder. It would be some heavy grinder.
Not that thick. You cut that with a normal grinder.
With a normal grinder
it.
still?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But if you have a look at on page 131, there you can see they didn't completely, because it's one big burglar bar that covers all 5 of those windows. 2 small ones on either side and the big one in the middle. They've just 2 sides, they got it out of the wall and then they just bent it in so they could get through.
And before this, no one had identified that is even long before this consignment. I'm looking at the picture at photo 16, for example, where you've got that wall and you've got the barbed wire, and then you've got the window. I don't have a sense of the distance between the wall and the window, but no one had identified this proximity, this wall, as a risk factor for the DPCI office. Because, I mean, it looks like someone could easily scale over that fence. If they cut the fence, they could easily scale over the wall. And there they have access to your yard and they have access to that window. That has never been identified as a risk.
I think that Lieutenant Colonel from CI that gave that report, I think he did indicate it in there, because this is the second time they broke into one of the BJ's Pienaar's office. Exactly the same window that they broke in previously. The distance, Commissioner, from that wall where you see the barbed wire on, and the windowsill of our office is less than a meter. So if you're standing on the wall by the barbed wire, one step and you're on the window of our office.
Is it the one in 127, just before photo 10? Is that the distance?
No, not in 127. You can see it better on 130, that one, Commissioner. Or on page 18, on page 131, there you see it the best.
And there had never been a discussion, at least that you're aware of, about fixing this obvious, what looks like an obvious risk, for example, either breaking up the window or making the wall higher. There's never been that kind of discussion about what can we do to reduce this risk.
When we had those different security companies there, we were going to rectify that with beams. It was part of the
plan.
Of the plan, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you go to page 136?
Yes, Commissioner.
Sorry, that's the, I'm just saying continue with the explanation.
There you can see that these aluminium windows are not very strong. If you push a screwdriver or something in there, the hinges are just pop riveted onto the frame. So it's very easy. You just put a strong screwdriver in there and you pop them out, and this is what happened here. So they took the whole window frame off there.
So if you use a grinder, for example, for these backlight bars, it would make a lot of noise, isn't it?
On the outside, yeah.
Okay.
It will be much quieter on the inside for them. Then won't hear it so easily on the outside.
So, and obviously it must have been, well, it would have been over a weekend. No one would hear anything.
No.
And particularly on this day, no one, you had come earlier on the Sunday, that is.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have noticed this. So perhaps maybe let me phrase this differently.
The possibility is there that I wouldn't have noticed it.
So if on the Monday, Warrant Officer Pinar had not brought this to your attention, you would have, if he was absent for one reason or the other, you would have prepared for a workshop, 9:30, you leave. You wouldn't know.
No, we've got parade every morning, 7:30. We've got parade with all the members.
Okay, so you would only discover it at that time.
Even before that, because there's other offices there close by there as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
and when you on the Sunday that you were there, would you have been able to discover this?
There's a possibility that I wouldn't have. I didn't go into the bottom of the office. I didn't.
So it could have been that this happened on the 6th, on the Saturday,
It could have been.
or the Friday.
I don't think the Friday. Captain Jeza was there on the Saturday. He had to prepare for a high court case.
Okay.
So he was there basically the whole Saturday.
Okay. So on Saturday, at some point, it could have been the case after he had left,
There's a possibility, Commissioner.
or the Sunday.
There's a possibility.